Just getting to be on the water every day, I mean, this every day is just amazing.
Nicole Feldato is most at home on the ocean.
We see a whale, the day's pretty much done because we're just going to watch the whales all day. So.
Feldato and her partner, Charlie Clues, make their living in the waters off New Hampshire's coast, hauling in green crabs and lobsters. High school classmates, they didn't get together until years later, when both were already in the fishing industry.
It was really nice because he never, ever questioned whether I could fish or not, which is what I ran into a lot trying to get a job on a boat.
Feldato found fishing during a difficult time in her life.
I was being bullied really bad in high school. I knew I didn't want a job on land where people could get to me, and the ocean was always my safe place. And my marine biology teacher in high school got me a job on a lobster tour boat with her friend, and then I just fell in love with the fishing side of it and not the people touristy side of it.
When that job ended, Feldato wanted to keep working in commercial fishing, but
it was pretty hard being a woman in this industry. If I tried to get on a boat in 2011 or 12, nobody would hire me. It was, well, I don't think you can lift that, and I don't think that you can last the whole day, or it was, you know, well, my wife would kill me, so I can't have a female on the boat with me. But it's definitely changed, and there's more women getting into it.
She posts about her experiences in the industry and her best catches on her Instagram account, That's Salty Blonde.
I just wanted to share because for so long after I was bullied, I had everything private. I didn't share anything, so I wish I had started sooner because I had so much good fishing content. I didn't think on Instagram, because social media can be so toxic, that I would create such like a community that really like rallies around me, or they share their stories and struggles as well. Even if just one person can read one of my posts and like feel like they can connect on that, it just means the world to me.
Nicole Feldato says she is seeing more women getting into commercial fishing, but experts say it's not just women the industry needs, it's young people, period.
The average age of a captain here in northern New England is between 58 and 60 years old. So we've got a real issue with workforce development in our commercial fishing industry.
Andrea Tomlinson is trying to change that. She's the founder and executive director of the New England Young Fishermen's Alliance.
We started New England Young Fishermen's Alliance to be kind of a source of camaraderie for young fishermen and women in northern New England.
The nonprofit is working to bring a new generation into leadership through its Deckhand to Captain training program.
A lot of the things that the fishermen and families told us is that they needed help with business management, marketing their product, industry regulations and permits, how to be in compliance.
The 9-month course also includes safety training and workshops about advocacy. Feldato and Clues are graduates.
Fishermen know how to fish, but not everybody knows how to do the business, the tax side, just everything that comes with actually running a business.
When are you guys going out next? You're just getting the gill nets ready?
Fishermen also receive $5,000 to help them launch their business plans. Graduate Andrew Konchek says this can be a tough business to break into.
A lot of work.
There's more money for the permit and the gear than it is for the boat. If I wanted a boat and I wanted lobster license and I wanted gill nets and I wanted all that, like I'm looking at like $2 million, easy.
Tomlinson has deep connections to the fishing industry. She has worked as a marine biologist and led New Hampshire Community Seafood following a passion she found in childhood.
When I was a young little tomboy growing up in a kind of a troubled household at the time, my solace was to go out on the end of the docks and throw my fishing pole out and go fishing. So a lot of the fishermen and women that I work with say the same thing. A lot of them just really love being out on the ocean, the solace and the peace of mind that it gives them. And so I get that.
But this is not just about business for her. It's also about a way of life.
So the impact of the graying of the fleet and not getting younger captains into the industry is that we're going to lose this industry. We're going to lose this part of our culture and heritage.
And the New England Young Fishermen's Alliance is based out of Portsmouth, New Hampshire, but Andrea Tomlinson is working with groups throughout New England to create more training opportunities.
More training opportunities for sure. And Nicole Feldato, you saw that she is catching, among other things, some of those invasive green crabs. They're used often for bait, but she says more and more restaurants in New Hampshire are starting to use them in cooking as well. So becoming a bit of a product.
Sure. All right. Up next, on shore, it's nothing new.